Hi, guess what? Young children move, they wiggle, they bounce, they climb, they roll, they lean, they shift, they twist, they rock, they fidget. And too often that's all categorized as misbehavior, or it's considered a disruption to learning. But it's not. It's part of how learning happens. Somewhere along the way, we started treating movement as a problem to solve instead of a need to honor. We started acting as if stillness is the default and movement is the exception, when the truth is the exact opposite. Stillness is the exception, movement is the baseline. When a child is pacing the room or tapping their foot or sliding off their chair for the 10th time, they're not misbehaving, they're regulating. They're trying to stay connected, stay organized, stay present. Their bodies are doing the work their nervous systems require. And when we interpret that as defiance or disrespect, we're not seeing the child, we're seeing our own adult expectations reflected back at us. Think about how often adults move without even noticing it. We stretch, we shift in our seats, we stand up to get water, we take a walk to clear our heads, we bounce our knees, we click pens, we fidget with our phones. We do all of this because our bodies need it. But when a 4-year-old does the exact same thing, suddenly it becomes a behavior issue. The double standard is enormous. Young children don't move to annoy us. They move because their bodies are growing, their brains are wiring, and their systems are constantly seeking balance. Movement helps them focus. It helps them process language. It helps them manage big feelings. It helps them reset when something feels too hard or too fast or too overwhelming. Movement is communication. Movement is coping. Movement is development. And here's the part we don't talk about enough. When we ask children to sit still and pay attention, we're often asking them to choose between the two. And that's not a fair choice. Children will use all their powers of concentration to obey your request to sit still, but that leaves no ability to focus on the intended lesson or to pay attention. For young children, movement is attention. It's how they stay engaged. It's how they stay connected to what's happening around them. Expecting them to learn without movement is like expecting them to learn without oxygen. When we treat movement as misbehavior, we end up correcting children for doing exactly what their bodies need to function. We end up punishing regulation, and then we wonder why they melt down, shut down, or act out later. It's not because they're being bad, it's because we remove the very strategies that help them stay balanced. Instead of trying to eliminate movement, we can make room for it. We can build it into routines and the exploration of concepts falling under the content areas. We can normalize it. We can stop treating it as a sign that something is wrong and start recognizing it as a sign that a child is doing exactly what their body needs. A child who is moving is a child who is trying. A child who is moving is a child who is engaged. A child who is moving is a child who is working hard to stay connected to the world around them. When we shift our lens from misbehavior to regulation, everything changes. The child hasn't changed, we have. And that shift is what makes learning possible.